channel, or hey, how you doing? Welcome to my channel. I am Mel. I'm here to do another reaction video for the spiritual community, spiritual conscious people and stuff. I'm a reader, do astrology, do all type of spiritual stuff. But listen, let's jump into this. It's magic using the power of the mind. Very intriguing to me, okay? And I love Bobby Hemmitt. This video was posted by Alchemist Empress, so let's jump into it. It's a short video, so I like short videos, but let's jump into it.
A lot of the magic stuff don't work. That's why they putting all this shit in. You can go to the regular bookstore and buy all that magic. It don't work now because the cycle, this was a lot of stuff was for another cycle. That cycle has changed now. Now the magic is supposed to be mental power, where you're supposed to not do a practical application, but you're supposed to will this shit in the mind. So they putting out all of this type of stuff. So when you go by it, you be doing these little rituals and shit, and you ain't getting nothing. The key is just to study this to get a affirmation of what your own powers are. So it's like a case study. So you can look at the text and actually see.
It's kind of like training. It's kind of like a test. Because once you, honestly, do all the rituals, do candle magic, do all this and do all that, you know you can wield power with the elements, with herbs, with color magic, with, affirmations, with, whatever it is you may use, all the elements and stuff. You can do that in your sleep, literally, like astral projecting and all this other stuff, and even like manifesting things to come into your 3D or 5D reality type thing. So it's more like a training, if at least that's how I perceive it.
The power in it. So it's more of a study than it is a practical application. That's why they started letting all that shit out. Don't let them fool you. If this shit was dangerous, the white ball wouldn't let it out. You understand? So the key is to get it into the subconscious, other than the technique. So, in the book, I want to read it to you. This book here.
When he said get it in the subconscious, he's meaning when you like creating repetition, okay? Creating a cycle. It's rituals or routines, okay? That's what the government does, or what Hollywood does, like Super Bowl every year. What else? NBA finals every year. Whatever big things every year, BET awards, or CMT awards. Like, they harvesting people energy. It's an energy point for them. So basically, you have to build your own routine so you can feed your subconscious mind, so you can attract exactly what you want, so you can strengthen your muscle, or I call it muscle, the subconscious mind, which is, I call it the muscle. Strengthen your muscle, so like when somebody's trying to manipulate you and cause repetition, or cause you to be mind control, or the fact that you are trying to master your mind, or master your own magic, or authentic energy, okay?
Deals with the subconscious. On page 2, Philip Cooper's book, Magic, a study in effective magic. So you can also use this in the subconscious, just for, not just magic as far as trying to blow up something, just for shit that you want to deal with, and put energy to it, just whether you're on the job or whatever. Somebody fucking with you, or you want to get another promotion. This magic is supposed to be used for everyday life on that level.
Thanks.
So therefore, you use it and you will it, and they got to give it to you.
Period.
You understand what I'm saying? So he goes into the science, and he said, well, let me give you a few exercises at the end, just to build a psychic laboratory. So he's not necessarily saying you get into all the ritual and all that stuff. He's saying, we just give you these exercises so you can know the power of your own mind. But it says,
going back to what he said, well, you wield your magic, or you wield this command over people. You have to understand, we are in a dream, people. This is the dream life. The dream world is more real than here, okay? And I say that because what you manifest here from the mind, because who's awakened in the mind? You are your higher self. Where's your higher self? Okay, so it's kind of like Sims. I love to get this analogy. It's kind of like the Sims. You know how when you play in the Sims, you gotta feed, you gotta eat, you gotta go to work, you gotta take care of the kids, you gotta clean the place up, or they're gonna be moody, they miss work, they ain't gonna have no money, they get their house took, or bills be late. You know what I'm talking about. So basically, it's the same thing. We are the Sims. Our higher self is the person playing the Sims, and that's why we have to control our mind. Okay, because we are controlling ourselves. We have control, people. We have control.
Page 2. The subconscious mind is a powerhouse, which is inside of you. Anytime you enter subconscious, that means melanin. Dreamland. The subconscious mind is a powerhouse. It creates around us all that it believes to be true, according to the instructions we give it. So if you believe that the white man is God, until you get that shit out of your mind, he gonna be God. And your shit gonna be less. Because your subconscious it's a cosmic computer. And it's only gonna deal with
what you know.
What you tell it.
Alright.
So if you don't change your thinking, you don't get it. You get how this shit go. That's how the world is.
And that's how they get us with mind control. They put these commercials in our face. They put certain sayings in our face. They put statistics in our face. They put stereotypes in our face, and they keep this flowing. This is also a routine or a ritual. And this could happen at any time. But that keeps you in that lower level thinking, okay? Oh, I'll never be better than woo woo woo. Oh, I'm black or I'm white and I can't do this and I can't do that. You putting yourself in that because you feeding your mind that, you feeding your subconscious that daily, and your emotions also help like solidify that in your mind, especially when it hurts you, okay? Or when it like just puts you in a place where it's like suffocating type shit.
The melanin is called the shadow, and the shadow is what? A reflection. It's only a reflection of what your conscience gives it. So I told you I bypassed some other damn zodiacs and shit, because I told myself, hey, I'm the shit. You see? That's confidence. You see what I'm coming from? So, the subconscious mind is a powerhouse. It creates to you, all around you, what it believes to be true. So whatever it believes to be true, that's what it's going to deal with. According to the instructions you give it, everything around you and everything that has been attracted to you is like a magnet. It is impossible to stop this creation process. Even when you leave the earth, it will continue, it will carry on creating for you and serving you. So that's why I was saying, that's what I'm saying about this libation and all that shit. You got to get on top of that, because this is your own subconscious that you're dealing with. And we are at a war to regain our consciousness. They tell you in Doom, what do they tell you in Doom? The sleeper must awake. The sleeper must awake. He must take the water of life. The water is called your subconscious. It's called the wave, the ocean. That's Leviathan, your subconscious.
And if you're looking at the zodiac, the last zodiac sign is Pisces. Okay, that's the ocean. That's the water. That's the entire. That's God consciousness. So your subconscious mind is able to control shit because it is God's consciousness. Okay, a part of God's consciousness. That's why you're able to manifest with your subconscious mind, through your subconscious mind. Okay. And yes, of course, it takes time to learn how to do that, because sometimes you just not gonna get it the first few times, or sometimes you will, and then it's other techniques you can do to also solidify that in your subconscious mind.
So even after you leave, it keeps on serving you for this purpose. To attract to you all what you need. It does not reason. It just accepts instructions that are believed to be in your best interest. Before it will change its created pattern, it has to conceive the new instructions to be valid. This is where the will and the conscious mind comes into picture. And what this means is the white boy is giving you his reality, his computer. And no matter how much you quote it and say that the black man is this and the black woman is this and I'm the God is this and I'm all that, until you get it out of the subconscious, you still a goddamn slave.
Yes.
You get where I'm coming from here?
Yes.
Because the subconscious does not reason. It only accepts what you've given it. And you might be giving your consciousness, giving it all this shit here, but you're giving your conscious, your subconscious the same old bullshit that you grew up with. Well, let's go and see what he says about that. This is an awesome book. Because they got some of these books on this magic stuff. But a lot of these people are writing this shit because the X-Files is out. Right. So shit, this new age, man, is hot. So they got to make books to make money. And the Lou Evan and all these people are telling them, hey, we need people to come in. So they write a whole lot of bullshit. They don't even know what they're talking about. But every now and then you get a person that has studied and he know what the deal is. And he can cut through all the complicated stuff. And that's when a person really knows when he can simplify stuff. So this particular book here is one of the better books.
And that's the whole thing about occult knowledge. You're going to find certain people, you're gonna let them talk, let them teach. And you'll be like, what are they talking about? That's how I used to be with Brother Panic. And then one day I just, let me go back and research Brother Panic. Because I had already bought 2 of his books. And I went back and I was like, wow. I was like, wow, how did I miss this? I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready at the time. So don't be upset if you don't get the knowledge first go around, because it's just not your time, or that's not the video you need to be watching, or that's not what you need to be studying. You might have to do something more basic, because it's about these teachers that teach the occult. They have to get it and break it down into simple terms, because a lot of people don't have the mind complex to break it down themselves. So sometimes they need people like Bobby Hemmitt. They need it like it used to be Young Pharaoh. Well, he's still Young Pharaoh, but you know how that went. Rashad Jamal, they need certain people. Brother Penny, Richard King, Philip Valentine, all them. They broke it down because they got it. And if you kind of look, Bobby's a Sagittarius, so he was a Sagittarius. So he was like kind of all over the place. He know multiple concepts. But if you look at some of the other people, they kind of specialize in certain areas in the occult. So it's like you can take all those areas and bring them together, so you know what the fuck going on. You know what the fuck up, and you can manifest what you want and get the hell up off of this bitch.
Out of all that stuff. And at this particular time, it's probably the only one you need on magic, because you're trying to deal with the subconscious other than a whole lot of ritual. You see what I'm coming from here? Now I want to read something to you here. Look, I
gotta get this book, y'all.
The chapter on the magical mind. Let me see, hold on. The magical mind, page 35. Y'all all right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen. Okay. Before moving, so he's saying that in actuality, this subconscious has to deal with everything, but what's happening is that somebody done gave you some facts in reality. Now look at this. Before moving to the ultimate power of the subconscious mind, we ought to spend a little time looking at what we call facts. Since your birth, much of what you know has been given to you by someone else.
Right.
You see, your parents, your teacher, society, television, and so on.
And that's kind of connected to, I think I'm gonna put it at the end of this video, the video that kind of connected to what he's talking about. Because your programming started at a young age, okay? Whether it was what you was watching on TV, your mom, your dad, your grandma, the people that you hung with, you were being programmed the whole time at a very young age. And that's why you have certain things that you have to break away from, because it's not, it's not you. It's not a part of you anymore, okay? As you grow, because you have to know thyself, okay? And that's the name of the game. Once you know yourself, you can manifest any fucking thing you want, and you gonna feel whole anyway once you know yourself, and once you see how far you done got down the spiritual path, or as an occultist, or whatever, a Wiccan, a hoodoo practitioner, whatever, you feel me?
You have been given the facts, and your subconscious mind has been acting on these facts ever since. From now on, you must question these facts to say if they are indeed really true, or to see if they, if they are indeed really true. are most important if they are true for you. Because what's the white man's true for him and works for him might not be for you. You see. As I have already mentioned, quite widely known that your character is modeled the first 2 years of your life. From then on, you are set in your ways. Do you remember the idea that I have given in chapter 1 on the traditional lines of thinking? And it goes on to say that basically it's all based on all this particular stuff. And here's one: even if you are not a Christian, as I am not, you still have to conform to Christian ideas of dogma. You see, and now millions of laws that prop up the original 10 commandments. And there are still many things that you cannot do on Sunday. And if you go into court, you are expected to swear oath to a Christian Bible. So it goes into saying that this Christian church, like I was saying, all this shit here has got you locked down and fucked up in the mind. And even when we become Afrocentric in consciousness, we just change the damn deities, but we still look at them with a Judeo-Christian and even Islamic view. Because there's also an esoteric Islam, and that shit'll bound down to Allah's bullshit to another form of slavery. Like Dr. Ben said, you jumping from the pot to the goddamn frying pan.
Alright.
Either way, you're going to get burnt anyway. Because there's always the esoteric counterpart. There's Sufism, which is the real shit. And Islam come from some Persian shit called Ismailianism. You see what I'm saying?
That down.
You don't know nothing about that, because see, that's the shit that they got up in Princeton that they hide from your ass. But if you go to Barnes and Nobles, or if you can order them and look at the Ernos papers, they call some books put out, edited by Joseph Campbell, and they call it Ernos papers. And one of the writers is dealing with the real Sufism is called Henry Corbin, if you want to get real Sufism. And there's a whole shit on there on Ismailianism, and that's where Islam comes from.
All right. Oh, whoa. No, sis. I don't know who that is. Did I say that? I think I did say that. Anyways, that was Bobby Hemmitt. Okay, about he was talking about mental magic. Okay, I need y'all to start programming your mind. Okay, reprogramming it. Hardwire reset. Like every day, get you an affirmation. Start with affirmations. If that don't work, guess what you need to do? Find you a video that you admire, that you get to a T. Listen to that every day. You could be doing like little stuff. And just put your AirPod in, put your headphones on, and just listen to it. Keep listening to it. Before you know it, you're going to be doing exactly or on that kind of vibration of whatever that may be that you keep listening to, or what you want to kind of like change your perspective on. Get you a recording, because I've been doing this with a few lectures, and I've been like, bruh, I know this lecture back and forth, and it's seared into my mind, in my subconscious mind. Okay, so I'm encouraging you, if you want to change your reality, if you want to have better in life, if you want to go deeper in your spiritual journey, if you want to flip your world, paradigm shift, or you just want better, you want to heal, you want to heal, you don't want to feel, you don't want to live in trauma no more, you don't want to trauma bond with motherfuckers no more. Like, do the work for yourself. So go research, go do this, go do that. So much shit here on YouTube. It ain't just me. You feel me? You can like, share, and subscribe though. But no, for real, do the inner work. Okay, love you. Bye.